GM friends, hopefully you can hear me. Give Coder Dan a second as he does his Discord weekly shuffle. And he's back. Good morning,
Hello, GM.
GM. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good, sir. How about you?
Doing well. Can't complain. You're currently in Korea, correct? For
M.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we arrived yesterday, Lost Local and myself. And yeah, in Seoul today.
How was your WebEx experience? I know that from the 28th and 29th, you were also at another event with Lost Local.
Yeah, I mean we've been doing the circuit. We started, in San Francisco, and then we went to Dow Tokyo, and then the last couple days of last week was WebEx, and it was great. Honestly, it was great, like being out. Lost Local, such a Chad. He's got all the connections. It's really sick. All the events and people that he's got on his roster there, and just being in Japan and chatting with like the Japanese crypto community was really awesome. We went to quite a few events at some companies that I'd never heard of, um, like Pacific Meta. I don't know if anyone here has heard of them. Doing a lot of good work with Web3 in Japan, introducing like a ton of companies to the Japanese market and vice versa. And yeah, it's great. Can't like had a definitely opened our eyes quite a bit to like the latest meta and what's happening in Japan. And honestly, was sad to leave. Was quite enjoying it over there.
Yeah, interesting. Also, did you are you fully fluent in Japanese? Jesse had said you started working on it, so we respecting some Japanese. Also, didn't know that you
No,
speak German,
but
so that's interesting.
yeah, I can speak ein bisschen Deutsch, but I'm not fluent in Japanese. But I will be by next year, hopefully. 'Cause, yeah, we were. I think it's being able to speak Mandarin is so cool. Being over in China, but if I do think if we actually want to take the Japanese market seriously, I'm like learning Mandarin and knowing Mandarin is already like a huge leg up for Japanese. So I'm like, why not? Why not just learn it? Can't it's not it's like knowing all the kanji and stuff makes it pretty. I guess I was chatting with some Chinese friends and that I met, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's super easy. Like you should definitely learn it." So like, yeah, sure, why not? So I'm gonna get the intro to Japanese here and put some brain cycles towards that.
Yeah, it sounds good. I am not a multilinguist. I'm good. I barely have English. I should know Spanish, but I don't. But yeah, it's inspiring to see.
So we're in Korea now, and yeah, we had a great first day here. Honestly, we met the Hyperplay team. They are going to be going big at Korean Blockchain Week, and they're here. The whole team is here. Met the founder and his founding team, and had a nice Korean barbecue with them today. So that was pretty cool. Like ahead of their event, they're really busy, but they took the time out to have a nice Korean barbecue with us, which was very good. And yeah, I just made got some FaceTime with their founder.
Yeah, amazing. The team is also planning on attending Token 2049, correct?
Yep. I will not. I was planning to go, but I probably will not be able to. But Lost Local is definitely going, and I know that Oliver Spoon is also going.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, because Magic Eden had reached out to me. They were looking for videographers, and they're like, "Hey, can we fly you out to Singapore?" And I'm
Ooh.
like, "I don't have a passport." And it's gonna
Oh,
be
really?
yeah,
Oh
that's
gosh.
I gotta work on that like ASAP. But yeah, it would be I think we have a little less than 3 weeks, so I'd be right at the line of like getting something expedited. But I would also need to like book an international flight, then pay $600 to get the expedited passport with the potential that I can't actually get it in time. So I was like, I'll just have to wait for next time. But yeah, got to go travel a little more.
Get that passport, son. Yeah, let's do it. Get you get you out there on the circuit. Lost
It,
Local says we have an extra hotel room.
Yeah, I mean, Lost Local really does have the plugs. Like every event I've
Yeah.
gone to with him, he has it into like he got me into the Avalanche party where they weren't letting anybody in. He actually had I had to wait outside for like 30 minutes. He did his thing, found whoever's running the event, and then I got like, whisked in very quickly. It's been like that with many of the events. So it's cool to see how plugged in he is into this industry.
Yeah. Yeah, we have like a packed week next week of so many events with like great partners. Like a lot of these guys, they're not directly linked to Aavegotchi, but there's so many good people to know at all of them. Like we have some like VIP dinners uh with let's see, who is this? I don't know. Light Node Ventures and Carve is going to be there. That's one of the ones that we're going to. So we'll get some good FaceTime with Carve, who we've been working with quite a bit on the gaming front. Obviously, YGG is going to be there, going to an event with them. And we got let's see, Manta, something with Manta, which I don't know a lot about, but we'll be interested to learn. And let's see what else. Yeah, Pacific Meta also doing the Korean market, and honestly, I think one of my favorite parts from WebEx was just hanging out with the Arbitrum team. So I mean, Arbitrum are chads. Like the support we get from Arbitrum already, just after signing up, kind of, and announcing that we're using Arbitrum as our chain, has just been phenomenal. Like really enjoying meeting their team and just the support that we're getting, that and the openness they are to like trying stuff. uh, we're trying There's like a gaming hub, or like a meeting hub in Tokyo, in like Shibuya, one of the best, coolest areas. And Lost Local is like trying to finagle this really cool deal to have our Aavegotchi, maybe even some gaming machines as well, like placed into that event space, like kind of permanently. And Arbitrum was like, yeah, that sounds really good. Like let's do it. So waiting for them to like confirm more, but they seem very open to stuff like that, which is amazing. They just want to get their brand out there as well, and like do a bunch of co marketing. So it's like they got the hustle, which is really good to see. What we really think is kind of needed in Web3.
Oh, while
So
you were
very
at
happy with that.
the event that we saw, we got some pictures of you, the different Arbitrum events. Did you
Yeah.
actually get to play any of those arcade machines? And if you did, how was playing Gotchi Guardians on that machine? Because it looked cool, and we talked about it with Jesse. Good morning, Jesse.
Yeah, so that was at the Arbitrum gaming night. That was the first night where we met the Arbitrum team, and hell yeah, I got to play Gotchi Guardians. We also got the DJ. Like she loved the Aavegotchi that we like, the little 3D, call them the MFG, like the not the LFG, the super small one, but the size above that one. She was like holding that and DJing with it. So we got this sick, like all the photos and videos and stuff of the DJ are gonna have this little Aavegotchi in them. uh, and photobombed a bunch of stuff with the gotchis. But yeah, we got to play. Like I played a little Pirate Nation. I played a little Gotchi Guardians. Little some Beacon, the Beacon. But I was like, man, well, I wish we'd have like another machine so that we could get dropped next to the Beacon. That would have been pretty sick, because they're quite similar in aesthetic. But yeah, that was a great event. We met a lot of the team, and then we met them again at the actual WebEx event. And again, like Lost Local, on those connections, was able to get like Gotchi Guardians placed within the actual booth at WebEx too. And there was so much foot traffic through that booth, like great exposure for the game.
Amazing. Good morning, Jesse.
Hey,
Hey, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
yep, Jim,
Nice.
Jim.
Trying a new microphone today. So hopefully it brings out the baritone a little more. We'll see. But yeah, GM everybody. Dan, you're in Korea now, is that right?
Yep, yep,
Time for KBW.
yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything's kind of kicking off on Monday, although there is something going on tomorrow that we might attend as well. It's everyone's confirming all their events. A lot of stuff going on, but I think the big one for us is going to be, I think it's let's see, Ready Player Soul, which is the Hyperplay event. We were meeting with the Hyperplay team today in person. Got a little
Nice.
Korean barbecue with them, and yeah, Ready Player Soul is hosted by Iskra and YGG and Hyperplay. So that should be a really good event. We're gonna definitely we'll have I think it's Guardians there, and
Now Cody
it's like
Dan.
a
I
what's
love
up?
the hyperplay guys. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, but what just came through the chat here? What
What's
is
this?
Midnight Ghost doing? Gotcha, gang.
Ooh,
We've got a surprise for you. We can't say much yet, so for now, what is Midnight Ghost doing? Make sure your Aavegotchi is dressed to the nines. Get ready for a one-time snapshot of your Aavegotchi's outfit on Wednesday, September 4th, 2 p.m. UTC. That's just a few days from now. Yeah,
what is
it's time
this?
for. This is not the rarity farming snapshot. This is preceding that. So rarity farming, you're dressing for your BRS, you're maxing your points. Now you might want to consider dressing for your aesthetics is what I'm taking away from this. Oh yeah.
Mmm, sounds
Yeah.
juicy.
One more juicy little thing here in the works. Midnight Ghost getting the word out. No future, you gonna make any adjustments to your Gotchi's outfit, or it's ready for the class photos day.
It's ready for the class photos. I think Thrax would kill me because he just got me a VRM of my main gachi. So if I changed anything, it would be weird.
That's true. We got those sweet VRMs ready for our little show. So yeah, that's looking really good too. But yeah, everybody make sure your Gotchi's looking good come Wednesday. And and obviously this is for something special there. You can kind of see something cooking. So we'll get that snapshot. That's step one. We need to get snapshots of everybody's Gotchis, and then that helps us get to where we need to go on our little side project here. So uh, yeah, thanks for dropping that Midnight Ghost. That was so fast. And I guess also like it's probably a good thing for like Orium to retweet because theoretically you could rent some new snazzy outfits just for the snapshot. So there's also that play. You got a lot of options.
Yep, that's a great point. I'll get on that right now.
Wonder what this could be. Speculation.
The trees, I love the trees. They look kind of like Prong Meadow, like Gotchi Guardians evergreens, but obviously a little different. And Thrax, I agree. It is looking clean. Crypto Green says it has something to do with base. It's very blue. I guess that's true. It is super blue. Arbitrum's blue too. So Dan, sorry to cut you off. You were talking about hyperplay, and you were meeting with them
Yes.
and Korean barbecue, and yeah. So really interested because just what was it about a week ago? Spirit Force ranked as I think the second most played game on the
Hmm.
platform. Their campaign's coming to I think a conclusion here for these first round of Game 7 DAO points. So I'm curious, did any of that come up at the dinner?
We didn't talk that much about the campaign actually. It's talked about a lot of things. But I know, I mean, I know that saw that news about Spirit Force. and must be getting it's getting quite a few users coming in. It was ranked like what, number 2 or something. But we
Yeah.
talked a lot about just like um their view of like we gave them the latest news on Geist, talked about botting in gaming and different views on that, talked about Telegram games, and
Mm.
I was telling them basically my view on those, which is like if you look at how mini games performed in China in WeChat, I'm like, guys, this is like these definitely are like they're going to be big. If Telegram's able to pull off the same strategy, which is questionable now, I guess, with Pavel like going to jail, but if they're able to pull it off, it could be definitely very very big, and it would be a good idea like for us for Aavegotchi to have like a small experience on Telegram, like just to have like a beachhead there. But yeah, like the potential is for sure there in terms of like that, just that captive audience that you have within Telegram.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was quite talked about some quite like a varied uh, array of topics. Didn't talk specific numbers or anything about their campaign, but they seem to be in good spirits. Same things were going well.
That's great. And yeah, it's an interesting topic. The Telegram, I mean, from Ton Token all the way through how all meme coins basically live on Telegram, and now the gaming side. It's really interesting. Telegram's really outperformed my expectations over the last few years. Like it could be the Telegram cycle. Who knows?
Hmm.
You know what's kind of crazy though? I've been making more say based content because I applied for their creator grant funding, and I've been covering some of their games. They actually have quite a few games that are migrating off of Ton away from Telegram to use Say. How they're using Say is not very clear at this point, but they're doing like reward structures that they're paying out in Say. But like for me looking, there's already like a whole bunch of tap to earn games that are slowly going over to the Say network, which, when I was on a space yesterday, I kind of criticized it because I was like, people are using like, massage guns on their hands to make the taps go faster. Like,
Yeah,
there's a will, there's a way. But, hearing you say that, it kind of makes, piques my interest because it does seem like that might be a meta that's coming, going forward. Like people moving away from more polished games to these like simple play in app. And then some of the games are
hmm
calling themselves ITOs, like initial tap offerings. So it's like it's cool to see this from the very beginning and it like kind of growing.
I think it's a moment where the if the industry can like handle it properly, like not everything needs to be earn focused either. I mean that might be something that you get as adoption, but I think like what we saw in WeChat was just like these fun experiences going viral. A lot of them were like quizzes or like very simple social games because you have the social network kind of built in within Telegram, not as organic or integrated as it is in WeChat because WeChat has like a feed and you can see what your friends are doing, more like Facebook. Telegram doesn't have that yet. I don't know if they will ever plan to add that. That was what really made their games go viral. So it'd be interesting. Like you do have these big Telegram groups, and people can just drop in stuff like that into a group, and they go viral. So there's definitely potential there for like viral content to really just spread like wildfire. Like they don't necessarily need to be tap to earn. They can just be fun stuff that people want to do together. Yeah, for now the meta seems to be tap to earn or like very very simplistic. Nadeem, what do we got going on here, sir? that is
Yeah,
that
isn't
is
this crazy?
insanely epic.
So detailed, so big, so well done. So I was talking with DMs about Zbot with Zbot about this, and pretty crazy. I don't even think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nadia. Did you make it, or is that your friend that made it? I'm not sure, but it seems like you guys just keep leveling up each other, and apparently it's like that same traditional way you make like a paper mache type of like explosive, like you would blow these up on New Year's or something. Ziba could correct me here, but he's like, I don't think they're gonna have the heart to blow this one up, but it's really well done.
Sacrifice it, and
That's what
it
I,
will
I told
burn.
him. I was like, if you do blow it up, you better get some XP for it. Oh, Nadil says it will burn. Oh man, I don't think you have the heart to do it. All talk. But if you do, please record that. It'd be epic.
Ooh, Hyperplay just put out a tweet 20 minutes ago saying that the top 5 most popular quests for the week, keep the streak going, and Gotchi Guardians came in at number 4.
Did it.
Hey, there we go.
We've been seeing some the metrics for Guardians have been popping off the last couple weeks. Probably a lot of it is coming from Hyperplay because we still haven't really ramped up any marketing for the game. So it's definitely cool to see that.
Yeah, we were running through some of those numbers a couple days ago with Slama, and he was very happy. Like
Yeah.
the DAU, the fact that they're staying sticky for about a solid week. I know a lot of that is the structure of the quest, but I think there were some pretty good milestones passed, and actually he was quite curious. I don't know if Hyperplay did an internal push, but he was going to credit you, Dan, you and Lost Local in your road show,
Right.
because he was saying like the first half of this last week just popped off. Like it it took wiped out the original all-time highs, which he originally peaked at
Mm-hmm.
with the launch of the Hyperplay campaign. This like dwarfed it. Like
Really.
so yeah, it was really weird. He was like, I don't know if there's something going on in Japan, but it's like off the charts last couple days. And SFA, we looked at SFA's numbers too, also at the same exact time, also like going up significantly. So I think it's part of this Hyperplay campaign, but they must have done I don't know, an email blast or some sort
Right.
of announcement I was unaware of. Or you're killing it in this Asia Roadshow and people are
Yeah, we're
flocking to.
definitely raising awareness and getting a lot of people aware of the game. I don't know how much of it's actually converting to people downloading it because it is still quite a lot of friction to download it. So I think it's coming from Hyperplay, but yeah, we'll ask them at the event and see what if they're doing anything special.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very encouraging regardless.
Nice.
It's looking good. So he's really excited. They're working on their next sprint, next release, sorry. And I think that basically Slamo said he wants to do one more Guardians release before Geist goes live. So at least one more release here sooner than later, really, really soon, probably in the next 2 weeks. Get some key features that they're pushing tested before we actually put it up on Geist. So
Man, I'm so excited for that.
yes, it's looking really good. Um, there's going to be an item shop. There's going to be he's nailing down like the team's nailing down this kind of system with in-game credits, things like that, to really add a bunch of stickiness. And I don't know, it's crazy. Like, Dan, can we talk about the customization of the gachis yet? the the Pifu.
Let's it's coming. Yeah, let's don't freak Midnight Ghost out by think we maybe that's something we're holding.
Right, right. Midnight. Well, she surprised us with this snapshot, so
Oh, that's
I
true.
think it's
That's true.
there. But yeah, see,
Maybe one. Maybe one. I don't know. Slama
no,
might
it's
be
okay.
happy.
I'm just saying, like, the artists are getting really creative.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be so fun to get this content out.
Gotchi Guardians is a social game because you can see what your opponents are doing, and you can also see their avatars and stuff in the game. So I think it's a good place to flex and show clout.
Yeah.
Just leave
And
it at that.
one of the cool things to segue to Gotchiverse is the interoperability between a lot of the stuff being built for, just like we've always emphasized how Spirit Force is really Gotchiverse. Like a lot of that infrastructure and the mechanics, the control, everything is like SFA is one piece of what becomes the Gotchiverse. But also Guardians, like they share a lot on the back end. We're sharing notes every single week, and so there's going to be bits and pieces of the work that Guardians team has done that will also support and be interoperable with Gotchiverse. So really like to see all the games coming back and making each other stronger. Midnight Ghost says she heard her name, but it's cutting out. That's fine. That's fine. I don't want any trouble from
Before we get to Gotchiverse, I wanted to ask Lost Local, do you want to come up and say anything? It is quite late for us here, so it's fine if not.
Oh, here he comes. Hand up. Lost Local.
JM, sir.
GM, how's it going? I'm just I was a little low energy, so I didn't want to bring the energy down on the call. That's why I was staying in the audience. But yeah, it's been a great, I think really productive, as I think you covered most of it though, Dan. I think
Yes.
it's lots of promising conversations happening, and some really cool potential for the future with some really big players in the Japanese
Really
market.
big.
Really big, yeah. Mastodonic, as they said in the Japanese episode of South Park.
The biggest,
Very
I
big.
think.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
super exciting stuff. And now we're ready for Korea, which is, probably the most active gaming country in Asia, I'd say, right? I think for consumer gaming,
Yep.
probably. So, yeah, big week ahead.
Also, shout out to I made a post about Maxi Kwan from Genso Meta. That dude is like goated. He was so friendly and like so helpful to us at the conference, and just every event where we'd see him, he would be like, "Hey, like, do you know these guys? Do you know these guys? You should chat with them." Like, really helping connect with us with people. So that was a cool partnership, and I was like, we need to, keep doing more with them. So hopefully that will lead to something as well. But yeah, really, really, it was cool to have that connection with them.
That's great because we did spaces with them a year and a half ago or something. We just weren't quite ready to,
Yeah.
we were just starting our Unity journey, all of that, but they were very helpful then too, and had some great back and forths both on the spaces and before and after.
I'm excited for this event with Hyperplay. We're gonna see Korea gaming in action in the flesh. It's gonna be pretty cool. And as Gotchi Guardians is probably our most like esports ready title, in the fact that there's 8 people, and you could have one, not right now, but eventually we could have potentially like 2 teams of people playing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be nice to see. I want to get a live look at what the Korean market thinks of the game.
Good point. If Korea goes hard on Guardians, that'll be beautiful. I think it has the potential. very competitive, well balanced, got some depth.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the trip so far. Token's gonna be lit. I wish I could go. It sounds it sounds like it's really gonna pop off this year. And then also just been hearing a lot of things about DevCon. So I really want to make it. Gonna try. There are some IRL things to take care of that might prevent me, but gonna really I would love to go to DevCon. So if anyone is in Thailand in November, definitely reach out to the Greetors. I'm sure we'll have some sort of presence in Thailand at that time.
Yeah, definitely. I also hope I go, but that time of year, I'll probably still be in the U.S. and doing Miami Art Basel, help supporting that
Yep.
event. Lost Logos organizing that, and very hands on with the whole like collaboration with Goons, not Goobs. And so that'll be a big event because we get to put in a lot of, I'd say, more direct input on the entirety of the event. So that's coming together nice. And that's really kind of the reason we're talking about all these events recently, Dan, is that we're at a different stage now with the products and the company. It's like we're kind of shifting from, of course, we keep building, but it's time to scale up the promotional side.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, the games are really, especially Guardians, like really close to being ready. Gotchiverse is also, we'll probably do some screenshots, but Gotchiverse is getting pretty close. And then a lot of the community games dropped. You guys are getting close. Stratagotchi, haven't seen anything recently, but it looks like last time I saw it, it was looking pretty good. So definitely a good time to be, raising awareness about the whole gaming ecosystem. And with the chain going live, like once when you have a chain, you got to market the chain. You got to be out there with boots on the ground, raising awareness about it.
Yeah,
So
gotta show up.
we're definitely doing that with Geist. We've raised a lot of awareness. People are loving the idea of the members only blockchain. They're like, how do we get invites?
Yeah, it's been a really big conversation point, especially with, you know, the way that our stack is built. So it's definitely like a kind of non-traditional approach, but when we have the conversation, everyone can see very clearly why all the decisions were made and what the long-term vision is for the project and why we're so well positioned from the token listing on Coinbase to the strategic partnerships with Alchemy and Arbitrum. So it's it's nice to have people in a active setting to listen and understand and see the response.
They're coming for your gotchis, Zbot says. They should be. They should be.
And yeah, Al, I agree with you, sir. Arbitrum is a good choice. And then Arbitrum plus base. I mean, what a stack. The fact that Ghost is listed on Coinbase too. It's just, we haven't even started scratching the potential of that. We did meet with the base team and in San Francisco, got some FaceTime with like Jesse Pollock and them. And we're like, you know, Ghost, let's these deposits and withdrawals on base at least, and then the L3. And they're like, yeah, we know. We're working on it. It does take a lot of engineering for each of those integrations. So they were like, we're working on an integrate like a new flow that's going to make all that stuff really, really easy. It's going to take a little bit of time, but once it's done, like supporting liquidity on L3s will be or L2s will be super easy for all the tokens that they have. So it is coming. It's just going to take some time. But
And if it's a Venn diagram, it's a very short list of tokens that are listed on Coinbase, also have their own L3, settling
Yeah.
to Bitcoin. Like we're gonna really benefit from that infrastructure they're putting together.
Totally.
That's great. Yeah, a lot of good follow up from some from San Francisco still.
Yeah.
Dan, I have some good news, but it's not inked yet. But I finally got some good news, a little more clarity on potential for music for a
Oh.
composer to join Pixelcraft. Majority probably for Gotchiverse, but could be for others too. A very exciting one we've been working on, trying to
Yeah.
court a name everybody knows kind of thing. And shout out to Mr. Seb and the Gotchi French Army. They did their work at Gamescom to rendezvous and help shore that up. So that person came back more confident and more excited about Aavegotchi after Gamescom. So a lot of
Nice.
good things get done at these
Did
events.
did he meet the greeters at Gamescom?
Yeah, yeah. They went and saw.
Oh, sick.
He actually had a live performance there. He was there
Oh wow.
because he was performing his set, and then they went and caught his show. I think I've got a picture of it. Or Mr. Seb, you're in the house here. You could tease that picture you DM'd me of who the person is. I don't know if any. It'll be an Easter egg. We're not gonna say his name, but if somebody can do facial recognition, they might figure out who it is. Cool. FIFO also saying the guy's cool. Hope we get him on board. Yeah, I'm super excited if it all comes together. I don't want to say too much yet, but we're trying to get like some really cool people on board for these projects, and music is always very important for the vibe and the experience. Oh, there it
See the
is.
guy on the left or the right?
The one in the hat on the left.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So anyway, I talked to him yesterday, and he was just like, "Yeah, Gamescom was great, and the guys I met, they're all excellent. So hoping to work with them, or hoping to work with Aavegotchi. So fingers crossed. Gonna have a follow up call next week and just work out the details and timelines. He's busy. He said a little bit doesn't perfectly align with this. He's like, I'm finishing a greatest hits album he has to do.
Oh, nice.
That's due out end of October. So he's like, I got to get that to bed, and then I'm pretty free to work on something like Aavegotchi. Anyway, um, maybe a good segue here. I was thinking of music because I thought I'd share a music themed piece today for Gotchiverse. So if you guys don't mind, I can drop in a couple of these to the chat. I'm going to switch devices. One second here. I'm doing this all crazy. Also, what do you guys think about, and this is early, like there's a couple directions we could go with it, but I think we want to get some community music into the game as well. So as much as we talk about bringing in a composer for the score, it'd be really cool to get like community input and get all the talent.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, there's so much talent here in the musician side. No Future, you make beats. Obviously, Internet Phase, so many others here that we probably don't even realize. Um, I think Chair makes some great music. Correct me if I'm wrong. So
Who what was the guy before? Was it like George? What was his name? The guy that had like George Costanza as his like profile pic. He made a bunch of music too, and he even like put it on Spotify or something
right, he
back in
made
the day.
a whole like
Yeah.
pixel music album. Yeah, yeah, there were some good ones there.
What was his name?
Action. So we'll figure out exactly, you know,
how we could do it. Um, there's like the fast way, and then there's like the better way for long term, like a you know mint music in the Gotchiverse kind of way. Oh, there it is.
Yep, there it is. Zowie Game.
Right. I played that on loop quite a bit.
Zbot also made some music for the verse. I don't know. Did that ever get released?
That's right. If not, we got a catalog here. Well, on that note, I got the picture ready. Here is it's symbolic of how the music isn't quite ready yet. So, but it's a beautiful setting. Imagine you and your gotchi enjoying the view from this terrace with a very fine ensemble.
Ooh.
Yeah, ready for
Oh,
your
I
gotchi.
remember this part, this scene. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got touched up quite a bit. You may recognize the motif, the color scheme. Who can spot that? Based on the colors here and the style, it should be pretty apparent if you've played some of our other gotchi games. Yeah, Flame right there. There's also music from Licky's Escape. Yeah, that was all done by our favorite. He's done a lot of the music in the last couple of years. Little, um, oh my God, Zane Little. But he's doing one last piece for Guardians, and then he said he's got a life change, career change thing. He does not have bandwidth to do the Gotchiverse soundtrack, so that was one of the reasons we're looking for something fresh and good time to try something out. But yeah, Chonya nailing it. This is the Licky's Escape colors in the image, specifically the Royal First World. So everything's going to kind of tie together here quite nice. Yeah, Chonya's always on it. So
Nice color palette.
yeah. Oh, Nadio asking about the blueprints. Yeah, blueprints are ready. We just need guys to mint them on. If you
Yep.
don't forget the blueprints. I love busting lickies out at these events and just anytime like we're talking pixel craft, we're talking Aavegotchi. It's like the easiest, quickest game to just drop them in and they're like, oh shit, this is a legit puzzler. Like Piglet push for that Android release. I know. It's gotta happen. And when we do it, I think there's got to be some tweaking. There's one of the things that it's become apparent is there's too much exposition at the opening of a game. Like people just fall off. And as much as we love to tell the story, you don't lead with that much exposition. It just way too many clicks. We're asking a lot from people who haven't necessarily bought into the story yet. So if we do a touch-up re-release, that's the first thing that's got to change. And we'll try again. Android, maybe a version that could. I think it'd be worth putting that effort in if it plugged into to Geist and the player profile, the gaming console, and then it would get pretty interesting. Yeah, the game is legit. You just got to read a small chapter before you can start playing.
Thing about Lickies is we always get, I don't know where they're coming from or how they're finding it, but on YouTube we have like quite a few people being referred to Licky's Escape via YouTube. I'm not sure if it's like it's not, we don't have any ads going in there, but somehow people just find Licky's Escape on YouTube and they come over to our site. It's like it's been happening for a long time. I remember Midnight Ghost looked into it and couldn't really figure out what was going on.
Could pin down the source. You think it's
Yeah.
like Al says, one YouTuber or the algo likes Licky.
Yeah. Yeah. It must be a YouTuber. It probably is.
Licky's just cute. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thinking about cute, I got one more screenshot, another area. We're going with the royal theme this week, that kind of area. I think this one's really near ready to show. Close enough. Imagine chit-chatting, hanging out in the metaverse, doing your thing. This little, what is that? See some heat. See some heat in the middle.
This seems new. I've never
Very,
seen
very,
this before.
very 4G. Very 4G. So we'll see what we can do with that.
Reminds me of the Korean barbecue. The way that like it comes down at the top and like sucks. I guess it would like in the barbecue it sucks up the smoke.
Oh, right. You know what it reminds me of is, have you ever heard of like conversation pits? Just if I
No.
I read this article back in the day. It's like 1970s. It was like, I guess, a trend. Most of us are too young to remember this. But like, okay, Midnight Ghost knows them. Let me just copy paste an article about one I just Googled. How quirky and closed seating areas have gained new resonance in a tech-heavy world. Yeah, look at that cozy conversation
Yeah.
pit. So that's kind of the equivalent of what we're doing here. We've got a few conversation pits around D1. Midnight Ghost, the closest
cool.
you'll get is a conversation pit in the Gotchiverse, at least for now.
Now is that gonna have like its own chat area? You walk into it and you're in like a little bubble.
Exactly. So just like you have the global chat, which really we call it global, but it's really district-wide chat, right? The instance you're on, your district chat. Or if you're on a particular parcel, you'll have your parcel chat. So anybody on your parcel, you guys can have your running conversation. And if you're in like D1, there's like these conversation pits, these like obviously kind of dedicated zones with a certain theme, and everybody will be able to hang out there and chat on that channel while they're in that zone. Also glad to confirm, because it's all about communicating, connecting, expressing yourself. So there's a lot of effort being put into animations and conversations. And so just like we had talk bubbles in the 2D version, we're going to have talk bubbles coming back in a big way in 3D, and should be able to show those off pretty soon. But they're almost ready. They're looking pretty nice. So plenty of ways to communicate and connect. Including a new way. Maybe there's a little alpha in this next image. I'll show off some of the UI work we've been refining, and this shows various modals and pop-ups that will be useful for different types of situations. And one of them might jump out at you. Here we go. Okay, so here you guys can see like some really nice designs. Stellar's leading the UI designs here with Igor. The two of them are working hard on this. And just very happy with how these are coming together. So yeah, we can do countdown clocks, that kind of stuff. Maybe do even a super chat that broadcasts really loud if you want to super chat it up. It's a bit exploration.
What's a Gotchi battery?
Yeah, exactly. Al, I don't get the Pokemon Snap reference, and I played a lot of Pokemon Snap. But You can spell it out if you like. Camera hunt. Yeah, we are going to have cameras. I think we talked about last week. There will be pickups to take photos. So photos will have scarcity and in the Gotchiverse. But yeah, the one I thought you might jump out at you is followers. So we're doing a little work on this. I think it's going to be ready for launch, that you'll actually be able to start building a bit of a friends list and a following list. You'll have followers and be following, and you'll be able to connect with people that way. So that'll be really nice. Another addition to our social layer. I think Midnight Ghost is telling me to chill. So yeah, there's some good stuff in there.
And so this version will be going live basically with the launch of Geist, right?
Yeah, we want Gotchiverse Live, Geist,
Yeah.
and it'll be part of that big migration, right? Because
Yep.
this is going to be a Geist exclusive experience.
We actually have a test net live for Geist now. We haven't. It's not announced yet, but it's technically a dev net. It's not a full production ready test net. But I would love to announce that it's live yet, like now. But Alchemy is like, can we like let's wait until it's like the official test net. But I mean, we are actually testing migration stuff with Socket already on that DevNet/testnet. So, uh, you know, contracts are signed, and like code is being written as we speak to start migrating all the assets, and we're testing that on the uh, fake testnet, which is actually more like a devnet. But Polter is coming, and we do have a timeline for when it's coming. It's just we haven't announced that yet. But yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know that things are moving now quite quickly. Now that we're working with Alchemy, no more things, no more just slowness and general things not being ready to go. So very happy with that partnership, how that's going. Alchemy is also just showing a bunch of support, and yeah, it's just things are definitely moving way quicker than they were before.
Yeah.
I see real quick. Another announcement is just Soju. I see the post win new wearables. We've also been getting those prepped. We have all the 2D side views are in. They've been tested by the dev team. Everything, all the spreadsheets are ready. So I think I think last time I saw, there's a good chance we'll be announcing that release by next week. I think the only things left now is to get the DApp prepared and to actually deploy the code, which will be a little bit tricky. I generally deploy that. We will be doing a lot of events this week, so as long as I can try and find time for that, then we should be able to get our schematics and our new wearables live. So we'll have a blog post going out with all that. And yeah, the idea is to have it done in time for the snapshot.
Oh, that's sick.
Which wearables are you guys looking forward to the most of this competition?
Pets, the shrooms.
Should we tell people? Do people know what the pet rocks are called? Is that public yet? I'm not sure if it is or not. Logan leaked it. Did he really? Well, it seems like maybe most people don't know yet.
I
We
don't
went
know.
through a lot of names for that. I wanted to call it what was it? Because I wanted to give it like a backstory of being it's from Mount Oomph. So it's gonna be basically like an igneous rock, and we are thinking of calling it Iggy. But
Mm.
also, I wanted it to be metamorphic. So there's this type of rock called migmatite, and I was gonna call it Miggy, but I was like, the, too close to Iggy and all that stuff. So in the end, we're gonna call it Stone, spelled like this: Stohn, just Stone, or Stan, however you want to pronounce it.
I love it. Got to get my stone pet.
I'm really excited for that piece.
Heck yeah.
Stony. Stony. Sounds like Stanny.
Yeah.
So yeah, those will be trying to have those out for everyone next week. If not, it would be probably the week after, but we're very close on the wearables. Just doing final pre-flight checks, making sure everything works. And then also the team has started on the 3D versions of those, but those are going to take, a little bit longer. So they
Yeah.
probably won't be available visually in things like Spirit Force Arena until all that's complete. But the
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
is actually has been briefed on it. They're working on it.
Yeah. But they also pushed back a little and just said, with the Gotchiverse,
Yeah.
it's the same team. So they're like, we have so much 3D work to finish.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you want your Gotchiverse or do you want the wearables first? I was like, well, we got to finish Gotchiverse for launch. So
Yep.
caution, it'll take a little longer to get to 3D. Because it's not just making the model, right?
No.
It took a year for the originals because it's the animations, the rigging, the texturing, and getting it right, getting it to quality iterations. Stone should be easy though, right? He's a rock. It should be an easy one. Oh, Nadia, what is that? That's AI, right? I can't tell what's real anymore.
Hard to say. It looks like it. I don't know though.
Very clean.
Anyone have any other shout outs before we head into the dower here? I think we might have talked about last week, but congrats to Brills on becoming the Gotchi Battler community rep. Saw you guys are already chatting with Midnight Ghost about the upcoming Gotchi Battler launches of the tournament. So shout out to that.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I don't think there's anything else on my side. Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, if anyone knows anyone in Korea that wants to hang out with Gotchi Gang, we don't have as much of a presence out here. We used to back in like 2020. We had a whole Korea Telegram group, but it's not super active now. So if anyone knows anyone in Korea that's going to be attending KBW that you think would be cool to meet, definitely hit us up. We'll be all around Gangnam and all the different venues around here. So we'll have plenty of time at these events to meet up with people.
Musashi says the Nance crew. Mhm. Hey, Nario working on a game proposal. What's that?
If
Using the
anyone making a game, y'all should think about someone should make a Telegram game. You know, we gotta with these games. It's cool to work on like games, but at the same time, we also need to when you're thinking about a game idea, you need to think about distribution as well and like what the latest meta is. So we have all this community energy around creating games, but we can't make them in a silo either. We should people should try to keep up and work on the platforms that have that distribution built in. So just saying, maybe if Gotchi Gang put all of our collective energy on building like a bunch of Telegram games, I bet we'd get a lot of new people looking at the project. Worth thinking about.
That's a good point. And I think it reminds me of at the beginning of this call, the new snapshot for Wednesday. It kind of ties into something that exactly matches with what you're saying, Dan. Like put Aavegotchi in front of new audiences, very active, go where the energy is, and put Gotchis in
Yeah.
front of that. There's nothing wrong. You can't miss with that.
Yeah, I think the tech stack is pretty simple. It's not like extremely complex. I think it's just Unity, maybe even like HTML5, and yeah, Cursor is amazing. If you are coding, you should definitely consider like using it. It's basically VS Code but with AI built in, and you can give it prompts and it basically codes stuff for you. So definitely can save a lot of time.
Yeah, I saw you tweet about that, so you must be pretty impressed. You publicly give it some love.
Yeah, I think just I haven't even like used it too deeply. I was doing it for a rarity farming script, and it was already like definitely way better than just using GitHub Copilot. And yeah, I've been just seeing people how they're using it on X, and if you can feed it like these prompts, and it just codes a lot of stuff for you. So granted, a lot of that stuff is kind of basic backend code and stuff. So sometimes the videos you see on X are like they're oversimplified, but I definitely think there's potential for any coder to be able to code faster with Cursor.
Cool. Good call. Anybody thinking about building? There's some good sage advice in there, from distribution to assistants, co-pilots. And
Yeah, it'd be cool to inject Aavegotchi into that narrative as well. Like we can do it, but we got our hands full kind of right now with we're juggling multiple games. So good opportunity for the community to step up and get Aavegotchi into that Telegram conversation somehow. Look at what people are doing and then just just build something.
yeah, because the games don't have to be very complex. I mean, we're talking about tap games mostly, so.
Or just any Telegram experience. Could be like a quiz or something social.
Quick question: is there a Aavegotchi Telegram community?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Everybody should
Check that out.
It got some for a while, for a long time. It was kind of just like announcements only. I think it still is technically, but if the community, like if we could get a community manager that wants to handle it, I'd love to see that get more opened up, because Telegram is where so much of the conversation's happening right now. And we have I think like 5,000 members in there. Probably a lot of them are pretty long in the tooth, but yeah. We added, the last time we like did some updates was when the ghosttoken.com website went out and the migration to base. Then we tidied up the telegrams, got some new bots in there and stuff.
Yeah, right now it's mainly price posting. It was getting pretty wild in there for a while with lots of like spam, as Telegram does. So yeah, be a good opportunity to kick it back off again. We kind of need a reason to open Telegram and have that going again. So a good game could be a great reason.
Now we're pretty over time. Where's our Dow hour host? We don't want to eat up too much, but this is some good stuff to consider.
Where's the GIF?
Can't do anything until that gift drops.
There it is.